You ever meet someone who walks into a new job acting like they own the place? Someone who treats everyone like they're beneath them, even though they've been there for less than a week? Yeah, this is one of those stories. Except in this case, the villain wasn't just rude. She came in with nepotism armor, protected by her supervisor-in-law, and decided the rest of us were her servants. But here's what she didn't know. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one who takes notes, remembers every rule, and knows exactly which number to dial when you push them too far. And with a single innocent phone call, she disappeared. If you've ever wanted to see a workplace bully get exactly what they deserve, hit that like button. And if you love real stories where karma shows up from the HR department, make sure you subscribe. This one is satisfying from start to finish. My name is Daniel. A few years back, I worked at a pharmacy chain called Harbor Care in Bluewood City, a mid-sized coastal town where people kept things friendly, simple, and mostly drama-free. Our store was honestly a great place to work. We had friendly pharmacists, a funny front register team, and a store manager, Linda, who treated everyone like equals. And then there was Supervisor Margaret. She wasn't cruel, but she had this aura of permanent disapproval. You know, the type, neutral face that somehow still feels like it's judging your entire existence. But even she wasn't the problem. The problem arrived 4 months later, in the form of a young cashier named Sabrina. Sabrina walked in on her first day like she was a CEO returning from vacation. No introduction. No warm smile. Just a loud announcement. Where do you want me? I don't like standing around. And that was just the start. Within hours, she was barking orders at people she'd never met. Can someone restock my counter? Hey, you, bag these faster. Who left these receipts here? Fix it. Talking to people like she'd been here for years. Everyone was stunned. But then the cherry on top came during lunch when she let it slip that she was Supervisor Margaret's daughter-in-law. And suddenly everything made sense. Over the next week, Sabrina became a storm we all learned to dodge. She would scold people for things that weren't their job. She would complain loudly if anyone didn't follow her system. She would talk down to senior employees, people who had worked there for a decade. And Margaret? She pretended not to notice. If anything, she actually protected Sabrina. Whenever someone complained, Margaret brushed it off with, "She's still adjusting. Give her time. She just has a strong personality." Right. A strong personality that made multiple employees cry in the break room. The store vibe changed completely. People became quieter, tense, nervous. I could feel my own chest tighten every time I walked in for my shift. One night, I was organizing the OTC vitamins when Sabrina approached me with a receipt in her hand. She waved it in my face. "Daniel? Yeah, this return wasn't done right. Fix it." I stared at her. "It was done right," I said calmly. I watched the manager handle it. She rolled her eyes like I was an inconvenience. "Well, I don't like how it was done. Fix it now." Then she tossed the receipt onto the floor, like I was supposed to bend down and pick up her trash. My jaw tensed. My heartbeat jumped. There was something humiliating, infuriating, about being spoken to like that by someone who had less experience than the store's welcome mat. I picked up the receipt, but inside I felt something click. A cold, sharp little thought. This isn't normal, and this isn't allowed. During my orientation months earlier, HR mentioned something important. Immediate family members cannot work under direct supervision of relatives, especially not in the same store. It was one of the first things they covered. But somehow, Supervisor Margaret and new cashier Sabrina slipped right past that rule. Or rather, someone let it slide. My guess? Linda, the store manager, had looked the other way as a favor to Margaret. But rules are rules. And Sabrina had practically gift-wrapped her downfall. The next morning on my day off, I sat on my couch with a cup of coffee and dialed the corporate employee ethics line. A calm voice answered. "Harbor Care Employee Compliance. How can we help?" I made my voice small, soft, concerned, nothing suspicious. "Hi, I'm a new employee. I'm a little confused," I said. I remember in orientation being told that family members can't work together if one is a supervisor. Is that true? The rep replied instantly, "Oh, yes, that is a strict policy." "Why do you ask?" I hesitated, just long enough to sound innocent. "Well, I'm not trying to cause trouble, but our supervisor and one of the cashiers share the same last name, and I don't know, I just didn't want to get in trouble for not saying anything." The woman paused. Then she said the 5 most beautiful words I'd ever heard. "We'll look into it immediately." I thanked her, hung up, and went on with my day. 2 days later, everything changed. Corporate came in unannounced. Clipboards, stern faces, formal tone. They pulled Margaret into the office. Then Sabrina. Then the store manager. The whole store watched quietly, exchanging glances. An hour later, Sabrina walked out of the office in tears. Not angry tears. The shocked, confused, reality just hit tears. She took off her name badge, handed it to the assistant manager, grabbed her purse, and left, just like that. No goodbye, no tantrum, no confrontation. Just gone. It spread quickly. Corporate didn't just fire Sabrina. They wrote her up for violating ethics policy and reprimanded Margaret for allowing it. And the store manager? She got a failure to uphold hiring standards warning. The entire place felt lighter the same day. People laughed again, talked again, relaxed again. The dark cloud lifted. And me? I stocked shelves with the most peaceful smile I'd had in months. The real satisfaction wasn't seeing Sabrina walk out. It was feeling the store breathe again, feeling people exhale, feeling the weight disappear, and knowing she didn't get fired because I attacked her, or exposed her, or confronted her. No, she got fired because I simply asked the one question she hoped no one would, a rule she violated all on her own, a rule she thought she was above, and karma handled the rest. If I learned anything from this, it's simple. Power without humility always collapses. And respect isn't something you demand from people. It's something you earn with kindness, patience, and basic decency. Sabrina could have had a great job. She could have made friends. She could have fit in. But arrogance? Arrogance destroys its own throne. And all it took was one anonymous call to remind her that no one, not even the supervisor's family, is above the rules. If this story made you smile even a little, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, have you ever seen a workplace bully get exactly what they deserved? For more emotionally charged, real-life revenge stories like this, make sure subscribed. You won't want to miss what's coming next.